Hey everybody, you're watching We the Fandom, where we discuss comic books, pop culture, and the fandom experience. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel to see more content. How's it going, everybody? Jacob here at We the Fandom, and given this week's release of Black Widow, I wanted to continue with my videos explaining the comic book histories of the main characters of the film. Today's video will be on the character Red Guardian, aka Alexei Shostakov, who first appeared in Avengers number 43 in August of 1967. Now, much like my video on Iron Maiden, Alexei is one of those characters that just didn't have all that much history in the comics. However, the part that he does play is pretty important, because in the comics, Alexei is actually the reason that Natasha Romanoff becomes the Black Widow. Well, in a way. So Alexei in his time was one of the greatest test pilots in the Soviet Union, and due to his skill, he was chosen for the most dangerous and secretive of missions. Eventually, having all of his accomplishments recognized officially, he became a famous hero to his nation and was eventually arranged to marry a famous ballerina named Natalia Romanova, secretly the Red Room trained Black Widow. But he didn't actually find that out until much later. The KGB, believing that the couple would make good agents, albeit separately, stage Alexei's death in an experimental rocket, prompting Natalia to become a Black Widow, as Alexei, who was secretly alive, was ordered to have no contact with family or friends. Now, I just said two contradicting things, that being that Natasha was a Black Widow before she met Alexei, but that she didn't become a Black Widow until after his death was faked. That's because the latter was her original origin, and decades later in the real world it was retconned so that she was made an orphan who trained in the Red Room instead. After his quote-unquote death, Alexei became the second man in Russian history to don the mantle of Red Guardian, and just like the first, he was intended to be the Russian counterpart to Captain America, and he constantly sought to better himself in order to best his new rival. His first mission would be to escort Russian General Yuri Brushov to China to see the testing of a machine called the Psychotron, which had the ability to cause hallucinations. This machine was shown to them by Colonel Ling, who wanted Red China and the Soviet Union to work together to conquer the United States. During that test, however, Black Widow had been sent to that base on a mission by S.H.I.E.L.D., but she was shortly captured. Her Avengers teammates Hawkeye and Hercules came after her, but were also captured and subjected to the Psychotron by Red Guardian, who also revealed his identity to his former wife Natasha. Not too long after this happened, the rest of the Avengers arrived, led by Captain America, giving Red Guardian a chance to finally prove himself the better man. Now, the two were evenly matched in their fight, but towards the end, Captain America proved himself to be the better fighter, and was about to defeat the Red Guardian when Colonel Ling electrocuted Steve Rogers, and was about to shoot Black Widow, but Alexei jumped in the way and took the bullet himself. With the Avengers making their escape after having destroyed the Psychotron, Colonel Ling was about to shoot Captain America, who was being carried away unconscious by Hercules, but Red Guardian stopped him, believing it was cowardly to shoot an unconscious man. The laser bolt instead hit a bunch of machines, resulting in explosions that consumed the base and seemingly killed Colonel Ling and Red Guardian. After his supposed death, Black Widow would one day find out that he had survived the experience after she was involved in a plot where she would be handed over to the government of Bulgaria in exchange for the villainous Madame Hydra, who would be handed over to the United States. But S.H.I.E.L.D., as well as Daredevil, got involved, and Black Widow would eventually trace it all back to Alexei's home. There, he would be taken into S.H.I.E.L.D. custody. Years later, Alexei would resurface under the identity of Ronin, a former alias of the costume hero Hawkeye. He would be working for an organization known as the Dark Ocean Society, and would lead a coalition of superhuman forces from both Russia and Japan, wanting to destroy both countries to rebuild into something better. During the battle, he tries playing mind games on Natasha, but she's playing some of her own, and once she defeats him, he is once again taken into custody by S.H.I.E.L.D. In terms of his abilities, Alexei Shostakov is an extremely prodigious fighter, having decades of experience. Now, I don't believe it's ever outright said that he has some version of the super soldier formula, even though it's applied on occasions, but he has used a serum that makes him age much slower, which keeps him in his prime for decades at a time. In terms of how he compares to his MCU counterpart, David Harbour is playing the character, and instead of being formally married to Natasha Romanoff, his character is formally married to Rachel Weisz's character, Melina Vostokov, being the adopted father of Natasha and Yelena Belova. He also seems like he likely has a version of the super soldier serum in the film. What exactly his part is to play in that movie, we'll just have to wait and see what happens. But I hope you guys found this video interesting. If you did, please leave a comment below, and also like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.